In the last video we have discussed about the functions and what is a function, the block body syntax of a function, and we have also created a new function that prints a string. Okay, and we have also called that function. Okay, so in this video we are going to create a function that uh, that prints the double of that returns the double of an integer. Okay, so function that doubles an integer. Okay, so we are going to use the uh, block body as of now. So what was in the block body? So we have first we have to use the fun keyword, and then we have to name the function such that when we refer it after a long time, it should be clear to me that why I named the function and what the function does. So as the function doubles an integer, so I can name it as double an integer. Okay, and then I have to pass the argument in the open and close parenthesis. So like I have to pass an argument and then its type. So I'll name the argument as a, and its type is int. Okay, and next I have to mention the return type. So the return type of an integer would the return type of and double of an integer would be also int. So I'm going to mention int. Now we have to open the function and write the code. Okay, so we have a. Now what we have to do, we have to just multiply a by 2. So I can write a is equals to a into 2. Okay, and then I could return a. Okay, so now it is showing a red underline inside a, and it is showing that val cannot be reassigned. So what the problem is, like when I define a function, the variable or the argument that I define is a value parameter, not a variable parameter. Okay, so I cannot multiply and reassign it. Okay, so what I can do is I can just return a into 2 here. Okay, so when it enters a function double an integer, it is passed an argument an integer, and the return type is an integer, and the function returns a into 2. So I am just going to go into the main function and call the double an integer function. So I'm going to write double an integer and pass the integer in it. So let's say I have passed a equals to 4. Now when I run this program, I will not be able to print anything, because I have not used print statement anywhere. Okay, so let me just like, so yeah, when I will run this program, it is not going to print anything because I have never used the print statement anywhere. So what I'm going to do is I am going to just add print ln here, and what it will do is it will print the output of that function. Okay, so when I run this program, we can see that the output is 8. So we have made a function that doubles an integer. Now we will move ahead and see what expression body is. Expression body is another syntax for writing a function. So when I write a function, it just return double of an integer. It is quite a long syntax. Okay, so instead of this block body, expression body is used for these type of syntaxes. So what is expression body is, so in expression body also we will firstly use the keyword fun, and then we will give the function name, and then we will pass the argument. and then we will pass the return type. So starting is similar to the block body, and after passing the return type, instead of opening curly braces, we will just write equals to and then the expression. So I'll just write the function double integer in expression body. So I'll pass argument x as an integer, and the return type would be also an integer. And now instead of opening and closing of curly braces, I'll just write equals to, and then I'll just write x into 2. Okay, and now I'll go ahead in the main function and write println and double integer, and then I'll give value 46. Now when I run this program, it gives output as 8 and 92, so the program works just fine. So what expression body did is it reduced the length of the code, and it made the code much easier to read. Okay, so now calling and invoking of a function. What is calling and invoking of a function? So when I called the function here double and integer, okay, it is called the calling of a function. So calling the new function inside the main function is the calling of a function. And how can I do that? We have to just write the function name and pass the argument in the parenthesis. Okay, so I guess now we have completed with the function.